Hello, y'all. It's 1:31 a.m. in the morning. So my Tourette outburst, I think that's about the shortest that it ever lasted. So I just had a tick right now. Just, throat clearing is one of the ticks. And a lot of times, I don't even be aware of myself having ticks or whatever, you know. But I don't know if the ticks started in 6th or 7th grade back in 1994, 95, 96, one of those doggone years. So, you know how narcissistic abusers, if you got any kind of imperfection in your life, they want to try to, if none of us are perfect, but they see themselves as bigger, better, and higher than perfect, and bigger, better, and higher than God. Excuse me. And so I'm going to talk about, and my personal experiences with dealing with, when you had, I heard that if you're 7 years old, or by the time you're 7, and you suffer streptococcal disorders, I don't know how to pronounce that. I had both scarlet fever and strep throat when I was 7 years old in 2nd grade. So after that, they said later on in your life you can end up with pandas disorder. That's more like a combination of both OCD and Tourette's. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if the foster care experimentation had something to do with why I'm walking around with Tourette's. But it started with the foster care. If everybody around me, if they try to falsely say that I use any of my mental disorders as an excuse to justify bad behavior or to avoid accountability from so-called bad behavior. Y'all don't if the abusive former foster mom, Adrian Felder, if she said that I use my disorders or whatever as an excuse, or if she want to try to make it like I don't have Tourette's. I've been diagnosed with Tourette's at least since 7th grade. And the psychiatrist, Champa Chakraborty, used to talk about tics, me having tics all the time. And the foster mom used to make it like as if my tics get on her nerves, with the throat clearing. But she's sitting there freaking heavily smoking around me when I was younger. She would smoke heavy with the freaking windows up. And then if I cough or clear my throat, it gets on her damn nerves. But, so under high stress or sleep deprivation, it make your Tourette's worse. So ever since middle school, junior high, I used to take Clonidine. They said that was a heart medication. And I used to have to be forced to take that for my Tourette's and tics. So if people try to say, well, you're faking or you're lying for attention, you use that as an excuse. In the foster mom, she said, she tried to make it like as if I didn't really have Tourette's. And so she said, well, you know what? The way you just go and have them tantrums or whatever, real people who have Tourette's, they'd be like, fuck you, and she would mock and make fun of my Tourette's. Well, if I really don't have Tourette's, then why am I diagnosed with it? And why you forced me to see a psychiatrist and take medicine? And I heard that Tourette's is neurological. And so throughout the years, even after breaking away from the foster mom, suffering Tourette's narcissistic abusers, if you might call somebody a slur, if it might be any kind of slur, and it might be like a Tourette's outburst. And then there it comes again with the narc triggering and provoking you, making you angry, and using humiliating violence to punish and control you. If they make you angry, like if you talk to them about something, and then they get an attitude with you, and you be like, well, why are you having an attitude with me? They gaslight you and lying and saying that they're not having an attitude, or they you can hear the tension and attitude in their tone of voice, and you confront them, and they gaslight and lie and say ain't nothing going on or whatever. And so then, they get angry and slam stuff. They have a license to have a temper, but you can't have one. And so then, it escalates into an argument, of you having an outburst and going off. And then, they'll try to make it like, as if you had like a premeditated, malicious intent to just cuss them out. When you're actually having an outburst that they themselves trigger, with the reactive abuse. And so they, if I get harassed and picked on by the abusive narcissistic gang stalkers, and then if I have an episode, a Tourette's episode, and have lack of sleep, in the previous TikTok video, I showed evidence of a Tourette's episode, and y'all can believe it or you don't have to, but I know that I suffer Tourette's and been having this condition since 11 or 12 years old. They said even in my records that me being like in kindergarten, they said I had that they noticed me having some tics or something in my records. So when I had if you have a Tourette's outburst in a mental hospital, they rough handle, abuse, and restrain you, and treat you like police brutality, and they laugh and tickle, torture you, or torture you in some kind of way, and then they want to try to talk about calm down and you having bad behavior. Or if they have kids who had Tourette's in school, and if they get like a detention or suspended from school from a Tourette's tic outburst, or you think that somebody, not paying attention, or if they're daydreaming, or if they yell at, and if you suffer Tourette's, they bully, harass, and laugh at you. Like, one of my first tics was, I still do that. And I sometimes don't even realize it like that. And the psych meds make it worse. And I used to blink my eyes uncontrollably a lot. And, like, have a tic where I would blink my eyes a lot and then lick the side, like that or something, And even the foster mom and everybody else used to, make fun, mock and make fun, bully, harass, and laugh at me, for something that I can't control. So, like, you get extra abuse and punishment. And I heard that happens with Tourette sufferers. If they want to falsely say you're using it as an excuse to avoid accountability, or they want to try to bully, harass, and lecture you about your behavior. And then you have abusive, narcissistic troll bullies that crowd around you and trying to provoke you to get angry and try to provoke you to have a Tourette's episode on purpose so that they can set you up to get in trouble, or set you up to get punished, or for an opportunity to just get their fucking laughs. So, how many Tourette's people have suffered abuse, torture, and punishment because of ignorant people who don't understand? But a narc knows you suffer Tourette's, and they just want an excuse to be power hungry and make you out to be as criminal as possible. So, if you had this experience, please comment below. I love y'all. Bye.